What's the best Adam Sandler movie? Stop Looking at Me Swan. Happy Gilmore. The Wedding Singer. I'm torn between Little Nicky the Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, Billy Madison. I seen those finger paintings you bring home and they suck. It's a tie. Billy Madison and Big Daddy. Punch Drunk Love. Billy Madison. Almost as good as Pauly Shore's Biodome. Zohan. 51st Dates. I still do the happy dance sometimes. Endlessly Sweet and he was so cute in it. Happy Gilmore. The Waterboy. It's not even close. If you think otherwise, you are fully idiotic. Reign Over Me. I love Happy Gilmore. I saw Happy Gilmore in the theater, but Little Nicky isn't. Click. Enough said. That's my boy. I'd have to say that it's all the ones he isn't in. The Wedding Singer. What's an underrated word that you use that no one else uses? Fecal incest, feculent, ennui, boys, superfluous, defenestration, plethora. I got grumbled laughed at by my partners on my senior project in college for that one. Serendipity, the faculty of making fortunate discoveries by accident. He-iba-gbs. Kanya Shanti. A person who has expertise in a certain field or subject. After tomorrow for the day after tomorrow. Taught my 3-year-old to use it correctly though so that is exciting. Imbigans, it's a perfectly cromulent word. Punkcock. Shamazel. Regeneration. Occiput, the back of the head or skull. I don't know about underrated, more underused. And I think it's funny. Gruntled, pleased, satisfied, and content. Opposite of disgruntled. What's something society needs to stop normalizing? Being available all the time. Overworking. Hustling. Grinding culture. It's become a bragging point of working 60 or 70-hour weeks. Seriously, that's not good and should not be normal. The public marriage proposals. Having a crowd watching only adds pressure to say yes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Working in person at your job when you are super sick. Really, leaving the house when you are sick and contagious. Violence. Influencers on social media. Living to work. Taking offense on behalf of people. Celebrating mental health problems, rather than treating them. Obesity. Stereotyping. Greed. Stupidity. Child abuse and grooming. Being an influencer. TikTok. Racism and mistreatment of women. Getting high drunk. Crime. It's starting to feel like you're more likely to get in trouble defending yourself than you are committing the crime. What's extremely confusing until you get a hang of it? Driving. Model number nomenclature for various AC heating equipment. Something like FO3613 or SNAB might look like gibberish, but each character indicates something. Pump enough quotes out and you'll have these down no problem. That model is a 3-ton, 13-SEER single-phase outdoor condenser with a heat pump. Language. Ruby Cube. Dancing salsa. Fishing. Math. Life. Parallel parking or backing up with mirrors. I work in the world of AI design and programming. Every time I see my dad I have to have a conversation about how no, Alexa isn't going to take over the world so that having a windsurfing sail rig over your head in the water. There are different scenarios where this can happen and either poking your head up into the sail itself or swimming clear of it can be disorientating at first. What's something that you experienced in childhood but you didn't connect the dots of the danger seriousness how horrible until adulthood? Serious. Physical and sexual abuse. Lots of it. It's funny how horrible things can seem normal when you're a kid. One of my neighbors invited me over to watch a movie. When we got to their place, they gave me a beer and put porn on. I didn't end up doing anything with the person. They were in their 30s and I was a teen. The open and easily accessible construction yard full of bulldozers and other utility vehicles that all had the keys in them for some reason. They were building a new housing development right next to mine and it was like a 2-minute walk. Never understood why they left the keys, but for about a week we had fun. Until the cops got calls. What's something you like about yourself? I am extremely humble. Probably one of the most humble people in the world. That I've learned how to be honest without being rude. I remain calm and clear thinking in stressful situations. My huge, soft tits. That I grew up into someone child me would want to be like. Sense of humor. I like that I get really excited when talking about something I'm passionate about. Though whether other people like this seems to be really hit and miss. Embarrassed smiley face. How people like at school despite me being a nerd. My dick and body. Pity I hate my brain haha. I'm chronically curious. My creativity. You all like things about yourselves? I think I'm a pretty intuitive person. I pick up on things quickly. But I really have put in work in order to utilize that more, so calling it intelligence doesn't feel right. I'm proud that I've cut down on drinking and I like that I'm very good at choosing my words carefully. I can enjoy my own company. What's the bare minimum of weapons armor technology a human being would need to fight a gorilla? Fight? Nothing. Reject modernity, embrace 800-pound gorilla. Legs that allow you to run away faster than a gorilla can run. If you don't have a big bore pistol or rifle, you'll be beaten to death, and ripped to pieces. Any wild animal over 200 pounds will decimate a human in seconds. At minimum, it'd take a 12 GQ slug, a .44 Magnum, 10mm, or a 45-70. Anything less, and you'll probably be dead. Banana big sword backup spear. I mean, obviously firearms are a game changer. But could you feel confident with a spear and shield? A short sword and chainmail. A trained person, some pointy tree branch, and the element of surprise is all it takes. If I had to fight, I'd have Minecraft Dungeons weapons. Those are op. Gloves. And you're asking because? What's the best thing that you received for free? Sex, healthcare and education. A 6-person tent. I won a watch through a Twitter contest run by Women's Health magazine over 10 years ago. It was valued at over $250. It really wasn't too much my style, but I was over the moon about winning something online that I had tweeted and just as soon forgotten about. It was a high I rode for months and months, and to me it's the best thing I received for free simply because of the emotion associated with it. What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? If I poked my belly button I'd bleed to death. That I was important in the grand scheme of things. When I was little, I used to think that flowers screamed when you picked them, and that the only reason we couldn't hear them was because it was too high-pitched. I refused to pick flowers because I couldn't bear the thought of causing them pain. Being an adult would be fun. I mean, looking back at it, Santa. It's insane when you really think about it. When I was little, I overheard some show my parents were watching that mentioned a serial killer. I got real scared and thought that I might get killed for eating cereal. She is called the Tooth Fairy. I'll grow up to be happy that I could be friends with everyone. Debit credit cards were just unlimited free money. I thought girls had penises for a while because I grew up with just a brother. Then we moved to a city where at the public pool my mom had to take us through the women's locker room to get to the pool. Learned the truth real quick. What's the dumbest thing you've done out of pure curiosity? I think I can speak for all of us 80s 90s kids when I mention the allure and instant regret of touching that glowing coil on a car cigarette lighter. Snorting cocaine. Tried to scare my cat, got scratched all over. I took 2 electric lighters, the windproof ones, put the ignition sources together, and turned them on. It was not really a curious decision as much as it was I was fidgeting with shit on my desk, so imagine my incredible surprise when both my arms were slammed by electrical current. I don't recommend it, it ruined my morning and I made a loud noise during a meeting. What's the largest age gap you'd consider in a relationship? Bella and Edward were pushing it. The general rule is X27. X meaning age. For me personally I'd say about a 5-year gap over or under is my comfy range, and like 8 is my like hard limit, where you better be that super rare diamond in the rough to even have a shot. 7 or 8 years. I'm 21 yo, so I wouldn't mind dating anyone between 20 yo 27 28 yo. I really do dig older women. So 15 years older. Age is just a number. I could date a wealthy centenarian girl in a heartbeat. Less than 30 days, and they have to be born inside the same moon cycle. I'm not looking for someone not born under the same moon as me. That's some bad juju right there. What's your best method to fall asleep? Masturbate, then cry yourself to sleep. Pillow on my forehead for pressure and only covering my eyes. Knocks me TF out. You see the pillow on my head, don't talk to me. Read a book in bed. Reading tires your eyes. Make sure room is cool and dark. Don't use phone in bed or before bed. Read for a while before lights out. Calm music if that don't work. Frying pan. Thinking of how early I need to get up for school. 5 milligrams melatonin 1 2 hour before bed. Pandora playing ambient radio. I have so much thoughts before I sleep. But if I say nothing continuously, I would fall asleep in an instant. Lol. Chloroform. Music. Does it actually work? But no music is no sleep for me. Keeps on scrolling in social and you'll just fall asleep. Count the little sheep in your head. What's your favorite Tears for Fears song? Head Over Heels. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Shout. Pale Shelter. Mad World. Shout and Everybody Want to Rule the World. Break It Down Again. Distrobed's version of Shout. Second place is Raul and the King of Spain. But I haven't heard that on in probably 20 years. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The Working Hour. Close runner-up Sowing the Seeds of Love. I can't only choose one, but maybe Advice for the Young at Heart or the Goodnight Song. I'd have to go with Elemental. Of course you have their classics like Head Over Heels, and Pale Shelter, but Elemental is just so damn good. Off which album? You can't want me to just pick only one right now. Can't get enough of The Tipping Point. The new album is amazing. Advice for the Young at Heart. Head Over Heels. When did you officially know you were not young anymore? When my parents passed and I realized that I was now in the oldest generation in my family. When the music I listened to as a teen ended up on the classic rock station. 2 or 3 years ago I was either 30 or 31. I had stepped over a baby gate and pulled a muscle in my lower back, making grunting noises when getting up or down. When I had to explain to my sweet Gen Z assistant what AOL and a dial-up modem was. She was mystified. Also when she referred to management as her dad's music, the sweetest kid and so funny and smart, I just felt like a fossil and I'm in my mid-late 30s. Where is the worst place to be a regular at? Morgue, the dumpster behind Wendy's, rehab, probably, proctologist's office, prison, clinical abortion. You're asking the wrong person. I was a regular at a bar inside a bowling alley for about 20 years. A hospital, a heroin den, a crack house, court, those people that literally show up every day right after work at the 7-Eleven, on their way home, picking up a full case of Perlite that will be fully consumed by the end of that evening, plus go ahead and add on $20 of scratch-offs while you're at it. Every single fucking day. Blood bank, the emergency room, cancer ward, a pointless bullshit job that murders 40 years of your precious time on this earth. The unemployment office, endo or cystoscopy ward, Hunter Biden's hotel room. What's your favorite part of staying in a hotel? Wrapping up in the blanket the first night because the AC is too cold. Not having to clean up after myself. Going home. If they have a restaurant, usually the food. Fancy bathrooms. Almost all of it. I love staying in decent hotels. Breakfast buffet in the morning. And that weird muted sound in the hallways. There's towels that I didn't have to wash, and won't have to wash. Jumping on the bed. Hotel sex is the best. Getting banned for repeatedly asking the room service lady if she plays Apex Legends. Which movie have you seen the most times in your life? Blazing Saddles or Little Big Man? Jurassic Park. My VHS was stupidly worn out. All the Harry Potter movies. The Lord of the Rings trilogy most likely. Every Star Wars movie. Multiple times. The Dark Crystal. Spaceballs. I had to tape that VHS together, and fast forward over a specific time during the Mr. Coffee scene, or it would turn into band slot like where the tape band thing the film was on, or what you call it just gets into a gigantic mess that needs you to get screwdrivers and open the whole thing before manually turning it back. Took forever. So only did that a couple of times before I learned. Super Troopers or Tombstone. James Cameron's Avatar. The Back to the Future trilogy, I always see them in order. Which true crime story terrifies you most? Skylar Neese, the girl whose best friend killed her over some BS. All these girls were in HS and they were under 17 when it happened. Terrifies me kids are capable of stuff like that. They made her sneak out of the house, told her they were gonna drive around, they stabbed her to death, threw her body out of the car and then went on as normal. One of the friends stuck by Skylar's family through the whole ordeal to make sure the cops and the family wouldn't catch on. Richard Ramirez used to break into people's houses almost completely randomly. No motive, no modus operandi. Just picked a place and murdered them. Hinterkaifeck, Texarkana Moonlight Murders, and Villisca Axe Murders. Jonestown. Ones that haven't been found out. The one with that two guys who raped the drunken blacked out sister of their friend, who then got caught by his girlfriend and decided to kill her together, because his girlfriend was jealous. You can have anything in the world, what would it be? Shakira. I would upgrade my social skills. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Ulen Coupe. I just wanna be hotter. I want my father back, you son of a bitch. My second wife. All my preferred superpowers, working exactly as I intend for them to work. A girlfriend. Someone to call me. Love. The answers to my questions. Enough money to clear my debts. I don't want to be greedy, I don't need any more than that. I just don't want the stress, anxiety and constant day-to-day struggle anymore. Unconditional love. A redo. A good chunk of money that I can comfortably live off of for 30 years and a roast beef sandwich. My wife. My former dog's Backy, the gift of necromancy, but without the zombies. I don't want zombie dogs. Bitches. A bag of Lay's that is full to the brim. Respect. Your nipples can now produce one drink 25 ounces per day of your choice per day. What would you choose? Petrol. Shit's expensive. Horseshoe crab blood. Sells for $60,000 a gallon, plus it's blue so that's kinda neat. Boba tea. At what temp does it come out? The desired temp or body temp? If it body temp I guess tea would be nice. Miller Lite. Insulin so I can give it away to people who needs it. THC infused zero sugar Red Bull. Use sufficient. Ticket 237 gives the correct answer. It's easy to clean, doesn't require weird magic to happen in our bodies, and can be easily disposed of. McDonald's milkshake. 2 chocolate milk. Water. Dr. Pepper. I bet it'd feel really weird coming out. Tea. Water. Buckfast. 100 proof blue agave. Coffee. Hydrochloric acid. I could be a science stoner with very corroded nipples. Your task is to blow a job interview in the first 30 seconds. What do you do? What's the sexual harassment policy like here? Walk in late, unshowered, wearing jeans and a who farted t-shirt, accompanied by my mother. Blow the interviewer. Not show up. Gosh, I am just tired. Had to read the sentence 4 times to see it's blow a job interview. Sorry I'm late, I was high as fuck and was hitting on your receptionist. Does she give good head? Besides not showing up, Call 911 in front of them and report that I'm in a hostage situation. Answer your phone and make them wait till you are done to start. Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Doing your son. How strict is your sexual harassment policy? Do a silent fart whilst shaking hands and ask, hey, do you guys smell popcorn? I was going to say that they should just say I'm only in it for the money, but some companies I've worked at would consider that A+.